Hey there, welcome back to my channel. Today we are putting together the Halloween mini folio. This folio is one of the most loved items at my Etsy shop, and you may wonder why we have two folios here. It's because the kit comes with two different back designs, and I wanted to show you how each of them looks like when printed. If I may say, one of the designs is a more simpler one and the other one is kind of more intricate, more detailed. I think they both go well with the folio, but for the purposes of the video, I'm gonna go with the lighter version because I think it's gonna be easier to see and follow on screen. But here, let me show you again how they look like so you can decide in advance which one you want to go maybe. All right, let me show you all the papers of the kit we have and then we can move on. Oh, by the way, if there are any measurements or other technical details, I'm gonna put them on screen or in the description box down below so you don't have to go search it on the video again and again. If you have to look at them, they will be all ready. Okay, the base, I printed it on 200 GSM paper, which is I believe 80 pounds, and like I said, I went with the lighter background. All the other elements, I printed them on 160 GSM or 60 pounds paper, and I alternated between the different back designs. You can use these papers or any other paper you want on the back. It really depends on how you like your folder or folio to be. So I'm gonna cut these off camera and probably distress the edges and come back and we'll begin to put together our lovely folio. See you in a bit. Okay, I'm back. I just cut the pieces and round the corners of the tags and use distress ink around the edges. And now we will be scoring and folding the base of the folio on the marks. Unfortunately, for some reason, the recording stopped here. I'm so sorry for that, but luckily all I did was just to add the pockets in place, which is really nothing complicated. So again, I apologize for this, but I'll continue with the flaps. So we will be scoring and folding the flaps, and I don't remember if I said earlier, but whenever there's a repeating step or if something really boring I do, I'll just record it faster or play it faster. I don't know which term is better, just so you don't get bored, but you'll be able to see all the highlights. So no worries there. Okay, I'm just putting together the flaps. And here's the thing I want to show you. When we put the flap in place and use this panel to hide the flap or tab, we have to leave a tiny gap for the flap to move easily. And this tiny gap unfortunately will show as a white piece. And if you are fine with it, you can just skip this part, but if you are annoyed with it like I do, you can just apply some distress ink or maybe even paint it, just so you can hide it. Actually, another option with the flaps, you can just cut them in the middle after printing another design on the back, so you won't need to fold them like I do here. And sometimes, as you see here, when you press down the or fold and press down, you will see that you might end up some white edges. It's totally fine. You can just trim it. Junk journalism is never about perfection. After all, it's handmade and there is room for mistakes. Okay. Now I'm gonna just round the corners like I did with the pockets. And because the paper is so thick now, it's almost like I'm shooting some kind of gun or something, like chew 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 chew. I'm sorry. Okay. See, like I said, there's always room for fixing stuff. If the inking is not enough, you can always trim the white parts. No biggies. Okay. So when putting these flaps, we'll make sure they're all aligned nicely. And we'll pay attention to not overlap them. I'm gonna use glue tape here instead of liquid glue. And I apologize for my lovely glue board, but this is actually a really thin kitchen board, which is like $1 or $1 or something like that. But I hate it when my cutting mat gets glue on it, so I use this board for all my sticky stuff. Okay, let's put in place the flaps. Yep, just kind of trying to center it and align it. Okay. This glue tape I'm using here is actually quite strong, but not as strong as like the regular double-sided tapes. They are really, really crazy. I like the result, but I'm always very, very cautious when I'm using them, because if they are in place one time, then you can never remove them. Okay, let's add the clearing panel here to hide the tabs, and we're almost done with the folio. Again, I'm gonna just use my glue tape here. And the only step left here is just to put the last pocket. So I'll just round the bottom corners of the pocket like I did with the other ones before placing it. And this is going to be the final step of the folio before we can start to embellish it. When applying glue with these kinds of pockets, I always try to make it really, really narrow, really close to the edge, because when you press it down, it's gonna spread, and if you put too much glue, it's gonna take up some space where you are supposed to put your cards or tags, and you won't be able to do that. And voila! our folio is done. Now it's time to add all the extra pieces and embellishments to them. I'm just gonna show you a few examples here. We can just, for example, use these round pieces to make tuck spots. I'm just gonna add some glue on the bottom edge, just so we have room on the top part to tuck in cards or tiny bits and bobs. This part is really up to you. You can play around and do whatever you like. I think this is what I like the most about junk journaling. There is no right or wrong. It's totally up to you. And it's kind of fun to decide where to put what. And with this piece, I'm applying glue only on the top part, so I can use the bottom edge to tuck in some ephemera, or I don't know, fussy cuts, or I don't, whatever have you. And with these pieces, you can use them like tiny journaling cards, or maybe turn them into charms. And I really hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Like I said at the beginning, this is a very beginner friendly folio. If you have never tried folios before and if you want to start, I think this one is a good option. And I hope you liked the video and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.